Welcome to Epic English Stories, where we transform lives through the power of words and unwavering determination. I'm here to ignite something extraordinary within you today, something that might have been dormant, waiting for the right moment to explode into brilliance. Right now, as you listen to these words, there's a fire burning inside your chest. Maybe it's dim, maybe it's barely flickering, but it's there. That fire is your dream. The one you've carried since childhood. The one that makes your heart race when you dare to imagine it coming true. But here's what breaks my heart. Too many beautiful souls have allowed that fire to dim. They've listened to the wrong voices, accepted limitations that were never theirs to accept, and settled for lives that feel like beautiful prisons. Not you. Not today. Not anymore. Today, we're going to resurrect that dream. We're going to fan those flames until they become an unstoppable inferno of purpose and passion. Because the world doesn't need another person playing small. It needs you, fully alive, chasing the impossible with relentless courage. So tell me in the comments, what dream have you been afraid to chase? What vision makes your soul come alive? Share it boldly. Your courage might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Listen carefully, because I'm about to shatter a lie that has imprisoned millions of dreamers. Society has programmed you to believe that dreams are luxuries, pretty thoughts for people who have nothing better to do. But that's not just wrong, it's devastating. Your dreams aren't silly fantasies floating around in your imagination. They are sacred fire, divine sparks of possibility that have been placed within you for a reason. They are your soul's GPS, pointing you toward the life you were born to live. Think about this. Every single thing that has ever improved human existence started as someone's silly dream. The person who dreamed of flying was called insane until the Wright brothers proved it possible. The visionary who imagined talking to someone across the world was dismissed as delusional until the telephone changed everything. The dreamer who saw pictures moving on a screen was laughed at until cinema was born. But here's what's tragic. Right now, there are people walking around with cures for diseases locked inside their dreams. There are individuals carrying solutions to poverty, blueprints for peace, innovations that could heal our planet. But they've been convinced their dreams are unrealistic, so they keep them buried. Your dream, yes, the one you're thinking about right now, it's not an accident. It didn't randomly appear in your heart. It's there because you have something unique to offer the world, something that only you can give. Maybe your dream is to become an artist, but you've been told there's no security in art. Let me tell you something. The world is dying for authentic beauty, for truth expressed through creative hands. Your art isn't just paint on canvas or words on paper. It's medicine for broken souls. Perhaps you dream of starting a business, but people keep reminding you of the statistics of failure. But what about the statistics of regret? What about the millions who lie awake at night wondering, what if? What about the epidemic of people living lives that feel like slow death because they chose safety over purpose? Or maybe your dream feels too big, too impossible. You want to change education, end hunger, revolutionize technology, or heal the broken systems of our world. And that voice in your head whispers, who are you to think so big? Here's who you are. You are a human being with infinite potential. You are a unique combination of experiences, perspectives, and passion that has never existed before and will never exist again. You are not too small for big dreams. You are perfectly designed for the dream that lives within you. The tragedy isn't that people fail while chasing their dreams. The tragedy is that they never chase them at all. They allow fear to convince them that dreaming is selfish, impractical, or naive. But here's the truth that will set you free. Not pursuing your dream is what's truly selfish. When you abandon your dream, you rob the world of your gift. You deprive humanity of the solution, the beauty, the innovation, the love that only you can provide. Your dream isn't just about you. It's about everyone whose life could be touched by what you create. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself at 80 years old, sitting in a rocking chair, looking back at your life. In that moment, what will you regret more? The risks you took or the dreams you abandoned? The failures you experienced while chasing your purpose or the safety you chose while your soul slowly died. Your dreams are not the problem. Your relationship with them is. You've been taught to see them as fragile things that need to be protected from reality. But dreams aren't fragile. They're fierce. They're not meant to be hidden. They're meant to be lived. Stop asking if your dream is realistic. Start asking if living without it is bearable. Stop wondering if you're good enough for your dream. Start realizing that your dream chose you because you are enough. The world needs more dreamers who understand that their visions aren't escape routes from reality. They're blueprints for creating a better one. Your dream isn't a distraction from your real life. It is your real life trying to emerge. So today, right now, make a decision that will change everything. Stop treating your dream like a guilty pleasure and start honoring it as your sacred calling. Stop apologizing for wanting more and start preparing to receive it. Stop playing small to make others comfortable and start shining so bright that you inspire others to do the same. Your dreams are not silly. They're your superpower, your purpose, your gift to humanity. And the moment you start treating them that way, everything changes. Here's a truth that will sting before it sets you free. Everyone laughs at dreamers until the dream becomes reality. And that laughter? It's not about you, it's about them. When you share your dream with the world, something powerful happens. You force people to confront their own abandoned hopes, their own buried possibilities, their own quiet desperation. And instead of being inspired by your courage, many will try to dim your light because it exposes the darkness they've accepted in their own lives. But let me tell you something that will change how you see every criticism, every doubt, every eye roll. Their laughter is not evidence that you're wrong. It's evidence that you're onto something extraordinary. History's greatest achievers were first history's greatest laughingstocks. People mocked the idea of electricity until Edison lit up the night. They ridiculed the concept of flying machines until the sky became a highway. They scorned the notion of a computer in every home until the digital revolution transformed humanity. Steve Jobs was fired from the company he built. Oprah was told she was unfit for television. Stephen King's first novel was rejected 30 times. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers. Colonel Sanders was turned down 1,009 times before someone said yes to his chicken recipe. What separated these legends from the millions who gave up? They understood a secret that I'm about to share with you. The laughter is temporary, but the regret of not trying is permanent. When people laugh at your dream, they're not laughing at your potential. They're laughing at their own lost courage. They're not questioning your ability. They're mourning their own abandoned ambitions. They're not protecting you from failure. They're protecting themselves from the discomfort of seeing someone else dare to try. But here's where it gets beautiful. Every single person who ever achieved something extraordinary was first told it was impossible. The laughter isn't a sign to stop. It's a sign that you're on the right path. Think about it like this. If everyone immediately understood and supported your dream, it would mean you're not dreaming big enough. Great dreams disturb the status quo. They challenge what people believe is possible. They threaten the comfort zones that keep people trapped. So when they laugh, smile. When they doubt, keep building. When they say it's impossible, whisper, watch me, and get back to work. The most powerful moment in any dreamer's journey isn't when the world finally believes in them. It's when they stop needing the world's belief to keep going. It's when they realize that their dream doesn't require anyone else's permission to exist. Let me paint you a picture of what happens when you persist through the laughter. First, they ignore you. Your dream is so far outside their reality that they don't even take it seriously. This phase is actually a gift. You can work in peace without interference. Then, they laugh at you. Your dream has grown visible enough to threaten their comfort. This is when you know you're making progress. The laughter means you're no longer ignorable. Next, they fight you. Now your dream is so real, so close to manifestation, that they feel compelled to stop you. This is the most dangerous phase, but also the most promising. You're almost there. Finally, they claim they always believed in you. Once your dream becomes reality, the same people who laughed will act like they supported you all along. They'll say they always knew you had it in you, but you'll know the truth. You'll remember the lonely nights when you were the only one who believed. You'll remember the moments when their laughter almost broke your spirit. And you'll smile, not with bitterness, but with the quiet satisfaction of someone who learned to be their own cheerleader. Here's what I want you to understand. You don't need their applause to start, and you won't need their approval to succeed. The only opinion that matters is yours, and the only voice you need to listen to is the one inside your heart that keeps whispering, "This matters. This is worth fighting for." Some of the most beautiful victories happen in silence, witnessed only by the dreamer who refused to quit. Some of the most powerful moments occur when no one is watching, when you choose to try again despite the laughter, despite the doubt, despite the fear. Let them laugh. Let them doubt. Let them say it's impossible. And then let your success be your response. Because in the end, they always laugh until the dream becomes real. And when it does, the laughter stops. The doubt fades. The criticism disappears. And what remains is proof that someone dared to believe when no one else would. That someone is you. And your time is coming. I need to tell you something that might hurt before it heals. You will fail. Multiple times. Spectacularly. Publicly. And that's not a tragedy. It's a promise that you're actually trying. The biggest lie our culture tells us is that failure is the opposite of success. But I'm here to shatter that illusion and show you a truth that will revolutionize your relationship with setbacks. Failure isn't the opposite of success. It's the raw material success is built from. Every failure is a lesson wrapped in pain. Every setback is information disguised as disappointment. Every fall is an opportunity to rise stronger, wiser, more determined than before. Think about a baby learning to walk. Do they take one step and give up when they fall? Do they conclude they're not a walker and accept crawling for life? Of course not. They fall, they cry for a moment, then they get back up and try again. They understand instinctively what we forget as adults. Falling is part of the process, not evidence of inadequacy. But somewhere along the way, we learn to fear failure more than we desire success. We start seeing setbacks as proof that we're not meant for greatness instead of evidence that we're brave enough to attempt it. Let me share some stories that will change how you see failure forever. Thomas Edison didn't fail 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. He discovered 1,000 ways that didn't work. Each failure brought him closer to the solution. When asked about his failures, he said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. He later said, "I have missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I have lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, I have been entrusted to take the game-winning shot, and I missed. I have failed over and over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed." Steven Spielberg was rejected from film school 3 times. Today, he's one of the most successful directors in history. Vera Wang didn't design her first dress until she was 40. After failing to get the promotion she wanted at Vogue magazine. Colonel Sanders was 62 when he franchised KFC after decades of failed business ventures. What do all these people have in common? They understood that failure wasn't their enemy. It was their teacher, their trainer, their guide toward excellence. Here's what failure actually does for you. It builds resilience. Every time you fall and get back up, you prove to yourself that you can survive disappointment. You develop what I call failure immunity, the ability to bounce back faster and stronger each time. It clarifies your vision. Failure strips away what doesn't work, leaving you with a clearer picture of what does. It's like a sculptor removing excess marble to reveal the masterpiece within. It deepens your character. Success feels good, but it doesn't build character the way failure does. Struggle teaches you patience, humility, determination, and compassion. It makes you someone worth celebrating when success finally arrives. It separates the committed from the curious. Failure is a filter. It weeds out those who are just interested from those who are truly committed. It reveals who really wants it and who is just playing games. It makes success sweeter. The victories you have to fight for taste different than the ones that come easily. They mean more because you know what they cost. But here's the most important thing about failure. It only becomes permanent when you stop trying. As long as you get up one more time than you fall down, you haven't failed. you're still in the game. I want you to reframe every setback from now on. Instead of saying, I failed, say, I learned. Instead of, this isn't working, say, this approach isn't working yet. Instead of, I'm not good enough, say, I'm not good enough yet. That simple word, yet, changes everything. It transforms a period into a comma. It turns an ending into a pause. It converts defeat into delay. Some of your failures will be small, missed opportunities, rejected proposals, overlooked applications. Others will be massive, business failures, relationship endings, dreams that seem to die. But I promise you this, every single failure contains the seeds of your next breakthrough. The question isn't whether you'll fail. It's whether you'll have the courage to fail forward, to extract the lesson, apply the learning, and try again with more wisdom than before. Your failures don't define you. Your response to them does. Your setbacks don't determine your future. Your refusal to stay down does. So the next time you fall, I want you to remember this. You're not a failure having a human experience. You're a human having a growth experience. And every great tree needs to weather many storms before it grows strong enough to touch the sky. Failure isn't your enemy. It's your graduation exam for the next level of your journey. And you're going to pass it one lesson at a time. Your dream is under attack every single day. Not by enemies with weapons, but by something far more dangerous. The slow, steady erosion of negative voices that surround you like invisible poison. These voices come from everywhere. Family members who just want you to be realistic. Friends who project their own fears onto your possibilities. Society that profits from keeping you small and manageable. And worst of all, that critical voice inside your own head that has learned to speak in their language. But today, I'm going to teach you how to build an impenetrable fortress around your vision. Because protecting your dream isn't just important, it's a matter of spiritual survival. Your dream is like a newborn baby. In its early stages, it's incredibly vulnerable. It needs the right environment to grow, an atmosphere of belief, encouragement, and protection. Expose it to the wrong voices too early, and it can be damaged or destroyed before it ever has a chance to develop. This is why you must be incredibly selective about who gets access to your vision. Not everyone deserves to hear about your dreams. Not everyone has earned the right to offer their opinion. And certainly not everyone has the wisdom to nurture something they don't understand. Think of it this way. Would you ask a person who's never run a business for business advice? Would you seek relationship counsel from someone whose marriage is falling apart? Would you ask someone who's never traveled for guidance on exploring the world? Yet somehow, we allow people with no experience in dreaming to advise us on our dreams. Here's a truth that might be hard to hear. Some of the people closest to you might be the biggest threats to your vision. Not because they're evil, but because they love you in small ways. They want to protect you from disappointment, but in doing so, they try to protect you from possibility. When your grandmother says, be practical, dear, she's speaking from a generation that equated security with survival. When your friends make jokes about your ambitions, they're often masking their own jealousy or regret. When your colleagues tell you to stay in your lane, they're revealing their own acceptance of limitation. But here's what you must understand. Their limitations are not your limitations. Their fears are not your reality. Their experiences are not your destiny. The most dangerous negative voice, however, isn't external, it's internal. That critical inner voice that has learned to speak fluent impossibility. It's the voice that says, who do you think you are? You're not smart enough. People like you don't do things like that. You've failed before. You'll fail again. It's too late to start. You don't have what it takes. This voice is a liar. It's the accumulated weight of every doubt, every criticism, every limitation that's ever been placed on you. But it's not your voice. It's the echo of everyone who gave up on their own dreams and wants you to join them in that cemetery of abandoned possibilities. So how do you guard your vision? How do you protect your dream from this constant assault? First, choose your circle carefully. Surround yourself with people who expand your sense of what's possible, not those who shrink it. Seek out the company of other dreamers, creators, and believers. Find mentors who have walked the path you want to walk. Join communities of people who understand that dreams aren't luxuries. they're necessities. Second, become your own biggest cheerleader. Every morning, speak life over your vision. Remind yourself why it matters. Visualize yourself living it. Feel the emotions of already having achieved it. Feed your dream with words of affirmation, acts of preparation, and steps of progress. Third, create a protective bubble around your vision. Don't share your dreams with everyone. Be strategic about when and with whom you discuss your goals. Some dreams need to be nurtured in private before they're strong enough to withstand public scrutiny. Fourth, develop selective hearing. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every criticism requires your consideration. Not every doubt needs your acknowledgement. Learn to filter out the noise and focus only on the voices that serve your growth. Fifth, starve the negative voices and feed the positive ones. Stop consuming content that makes you feel small. Unfollow social media accounts that trigger comparison. Avoid news that fills you with despair. Instead, read books that inspire you. Listen to podcasts that motivate you. Watch videos that expand your vision of what's possible. Sixth, remember that protection isn't isolation. You're not building walls to keep yourself separate from the world. You're creating boundaries to keep your dream safe while it grows strong enough to face the world. Here's something beautiful. When you start protecting your dream, you'll notice something magical happening. The people who truly belong in your life will rise to support your vision. The relationships that serve your growth will strengthen, while the ones that limit you will naturally fade away. You'll also discover an incredible truth. The more you protect and nurture your dream, the more real it becomes. Protection isn't just about defense, it's about cultivation. Every time you choose to feed your vision instead of your fears, you're making it stronger. Your dream is not just a personal fantasy, it's a sacred trust. It's been given to you because you're the only person who can bring it to life in exactly the way it needs to be born. Protecting it isn't selfish, it's responsible. So guard your vision like your life depends on it. Because in many ways it does. Your dream is your life force, your purpose, your gift to the world. And the world needs what you have to offer, but only if you protect it long enough for it to flourish. Right now, as you listen to these words, the world is waiting for you. Not the perfect version of you. Not the you that has everything figured out. Not the you that never fails or doubts or struggles. The world is waiting for the real you. The one with scars and dreams, fears and fire, uncertainty and unstoppable determination. You see, the world doesn't change because of people who play it safe. It doesn't transform because of those who choose comfort over courage. The world changes because of individuals who dare to believe that their seemingly impossible dream might just be the key to unlocking something extraordinary for humanity. Every single thing that has ever improved the human condition started with one person who refused to accept the status quo. One person who looked at what existed and said, "This could be better." One person who was willing to be misunderstood, criticized, and laughed at in service of a vision that nobody else could see. Think about the heroes you admire most. Were they people who lived comfortable, predictable lives? Or were they individuals who sacrificed ease for impact? Who chose significance over safety, who decided that leaving a mark was more important than avoiding pain. Martin Luther King Jr. had a dream that shook a nation and changed the course of history. But before that dream became a movement, it was just one man's vision of a world that seemed impossible to most people around him. Mother Teresa saw dignity in the forgotten and dying streets of Calcutta. Her dream wasn't to become famous. It was to show love to the loveless. That simple dream changed how the world sees service and compassion. Malala Yousafzai dreamed of education for every girl on earth. Even after being shot for that dream, she didn't abandon it. She amplified it. Today, her vision is changing educational landscapes across the globe. Nelson Mandela dreamed of a South Africa free from apartheid. He spent 27 years in prison for that dream, but he never let go of it. His refusal to abandon his vision helped liberate an entire nation. What do all these people have in common? They weren't born special. They weren't given superpowers. They weren't guaranteed success. They were ordinary people who decided to pursue extraordinary dreams. And in doing so, they became extraordinary themselves. But here's what's crucial to understand. Your dream doesn't have to be world famous to be world changing. You don't need to be a celebrity or a politician or a billionaire to make a profound impact. Sometimes the most powerful changes happen quietly, in small spaces, through seemingly ordinary dreams pursued with extraordinary love. Maybe your dream is to open a small cafe that becomes a gathering place for lonely people to find community. Maybe you want to teach children who have been told they can't learn. Maybe you dream of writing a book that helps one person heal from trauma. Maybe you want to build houses for families who have never had a safe place to sleep. Whatever your dream is, I want you to understand something that will change everything. Your dream exists because the world needs it. It wasn't randomly placed in your heart. It's there because you have a unique combination of experiences, passions, and perspectives that make you the perfect person to bring it to life. You're not an accident. Your dream is not a coincidence. Your vision is not a fantasy. You are a solution to a problem the world is facing. You are an answer to a prayer someone is praying. You are hope wrapped in human form. But dreams don't change the world by themselves. Dreamers do. And being a dreamer requires more than just imagination. It requires action. It demands that you move from inspiration to implementation, from vision to work, from hoping to building. The world is full of people who have great ideas but never act on them. It's crowded with individuals who dream but never do. But the world is desperately short of people who are willing to turn their dreams into reality through consistent, courageous action. This is your invitation to become one of the few. To join the ranks of those who don't just dream, they build. They don't just hope, they work. They don't just wish things were different, they become the difference. Your dream might feel small to you right now. It might seem insignificant compared to the massive problems the world faces. But remember this. Every ocean is made of individual drops of water. Every forest begins with a single seed. Every movement starts with one person who decides to move. You don't have to save the entire world. You just have to be willing to improve one small corner of it. And when you do that with love, passion, and persistence, you create ripples that spread far beyond what you can see. The world doesn't need another person who fits in. It needs someone who stands out. It doesn't need another follower. It needs a leader. It doesn't need another dreamer who gives up. It needs a dreamer who refuses to quit. That dreamer is you. The hero the world has been waiting for is looking back at you in the mirror. The solution to someone's problem is locked inside your dreams. The answer to someone's prayer is walking around in your shoes. So stop waiting for permission. Stop looking for the perfect moment. Stop wondering if you're qualified. You're qualified by your desire. You are prepared by your passion. You are equipped by your willingness to try. The world is waiting for you to stop playing small and start living large. It's time to honor the dream that has been entrusted to you. It's time to become the hero of your own story, and in doing so, become a hero in someone else's story too. As we reach the end of this journey together, I want you to understand something profound. This message isn't just about achieving your dreams. It's about who you become in the process of pursuing them. The greatest tragedy isn't failing to reach your destination. It's failing to become the person your journey was designed to create. Every step you take toward your dream transforms you. Every obstacle you overcome builds strength you didn't know you possessed. Every moment you choose to continue when everything tells you to quit, you're writing the most important story of your life. Your dreams serve a dual purpose. They give you something magnificent to move toward, and they give you a reason to grow into someone magnificent along the way. The person who achieves their dream is never the same person who first dared to dream it. They've been forged by failure, shaped by struggle, and refined by relentless pursuit of what seemed impossible. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. It occurs one choice at a time, one day at a time, one challenge at a time. It happens every time you choose faith over fear, action over apathy, progress over perfection. The world needs more people who understand that dreams aren't just about personal achievement. They're about personal evolution. When you commit to pursuing your vision, You commit to becoming the type of person who can handle that vision becoming reality. So remember this. Your dream chose you not just because you can achieve it, but because achieving it will create the most beautiful version of yourself. The journey toward your dream is simultaneously the journey toward your best self. Don't just chase your dreams to get what you want. Chase them to become who you're meant to be. Because in the end, the person you become along the way is the greatest achievement of all. If this message has stirred something deep within you, if it's reminded you of a dream you thought was dead, if it's given you the courage to try again, then my mission is complete. But your mission is just beginning. I want you to take action right now. In the comments below, share one dream you're committed to pursuing. Make it public. Make it real. Let this community of dreamers support and encourage you. Hit that like button if you're ready to stop playing small. Subscribe to Epic English Stories if you're committed to becoming the hero of your own epic tale. And share this message with someone who needs to remember that their dreams still matter. Your time is now. Your dream is waiting. The world is ready for what you have to offer. Go make it happen.